Hello, and welcome back to another development video. I've added in a few more features to make this game a bit more polished. To demonstrate the first edition, I'll step on the portal and warp over to a new debug room that I've added. Up along the top here, I've added a debug room with animals in it. Inside here, I have two cat statues, and if I press it, a bunch of cats appear. And if I hold it, you can see a bunch of random cats appear in different kind of general areas and different breeds. And this is what the game does is when you hop into a new world, it'll place a bunch of random cats of varying different breeds, giving you a kind of a sense of randomness. The thing that I've added now is, as before, if I open up my inventory and use catnip, I can go and domesticate a feral cat. So like I domesticated that white one there, and let's do some of the chunky ones because they're great. Yeah, that one too. And now, if I press the white cat statue again, the cats are all randomized except for the ones that I've domesticated. If I keep pressing it, you can see that the breeds change what they are, but the ones that I've domesticated remain the same. This saving of the types of cats you've domesticated allows you to kind of experiment a bit with each of the worlds. So you could maybe want it so that each world have one of each type of cat, or maybe you want like the hub world to only be orange tabbies and the castle to be all black cats and like the city to be all of like the chubby cats, kind of whatever the player wants. And I'm sure some people will not care at all about this feature and other people will be like, this is the greatest thing to do in this game. If I press the black statue, then all of the saved states for each of the cats in this room will reset. This is a feature I want to be able to add into the game that the players can unlock so that they can reset whatever they have done to any world. On the note of saving, if I press the escape key and go to settings, I've added in an autosave feature. Off makes it so it only save if you press save. Sometimes we'll save the room you were previously in whenever you leave it. And often we'll save after every single change to the room. So when you open the menu, when you close it, anything like that. Likewise, if you click to exit the game or return to the main menu, a little prompt will appear asking the player if they would like to save before they quit, and any unsaved progress will be lost. Anyways, back to the main game. You may have also noticed that next to the two cat statues are two dog statues. I have also added dogs into the game now. And if I hold the search key, each of the dogs have 0 stars and are all set to the play state. In order to train a dog, you must first befriend it by playing a simple game of tag, and you'll have befriended it. Once the dog is befriended, it will always stay as that breed, and you can also speak with it to toggle the state of the dog between sit and play. And of course, if I reset it, you can see that the one sheep is still 1 star. Even if I alter it around, I'll still have that 1-star sheep there. Once a dog has 1 star, you can do 2 different items to be able to fully train the dog. You can use a dog treat that you can buy to teach a dog to heel. The last way to train a dog is by throwing a bone that the dog will run and catch, and then will bring back to you. Fetching allows the dog to find any nearby resource and run and bring it to you, rather than you having to walk and go and grab it. As is tradition with this game, once you have fully trained 3 dogs, you unlock the Hunter, who has a dog that will always follow him. And you can see if I hold shift that he has 5 stars rather than 3, so he's like an extra good boy, and always has a dash hound that follows him, much like the witch always has a cat that follows her. His ammo type is the same as the infantry soldier, just that 303 rifle bullet. But his basic attack is commands for the dog, so he can toggle what the state of the dog is in. And if you choose him to hunt, he'll fight an enemy. However, if there's no enemies nearby, he'll just switch right back to heal. Let's warp back to the hub world and have a look at the fetch feature. So I have those items over there, and if I toggle the dog to fetch, the dog will run and grab it and bring it to my inventory. And you can see that's a really speedy way of collecting stuff, and of course you don't have to do that with the hunter if you have another fully trained dog, but the hunter will always have a dog with him, which is helpful if you're in the randomly generated forest. Let's enter into the randomly generated forest to demonstrate this dog's attack, and also the changes I made to the combat system. So if I set the dog to hunt, the dog will begin fighting the stump, and I added in a little number marker to mark how much damage was done. And when I implemented that, I realized that doing the exact amount of damage every single time looked really boring. Well, what's the point of letting someone know how much damage it is? What I've added now is a slight variance to the base attack that the character does. So if I swap to, let's say the witch here, and we'll go and attack this stump, rather than doing 10 damage, she'll do 10, 8, 6, 7, 11, 7, 8, 8, 5. So what the game does is it picks a number between -5 and +5 and adds to that number a hidden skill called your luck skill that increases by attacking an enemy and switching your host and then attacking again. If this number is higher than 4.5, then the attack will be a critical attack and do twice as much damage. Players are able to see this hidden luck skill by utilizing a new item, the Lucky Orb. If I open up my inventory and select it, you'll see a little 0 next to the current host. And if I go and attack and then switch, you'll see my Lucky Orb has increased to 1. And if I keep doing this, it'll continue increasing. And if enough time passes, 60 seconds, the number begins to decrease. So you can see when I get a critical hit here, the number's like red and purple. It's like a mixture of colors, and it's bigger to kind of emphasize like, whoa, it was a critical, and hopefully get that dopamine firing. This luck skill was added to encourage frequently switching hosts while fighting, compared to spam mashing a singular character who does more damage. This helps to make boss fights more engaging. I had one person ask me about how to make a boss fight difficult without making it just grindy, and that kind of got me thinking about ways to make it a bit better. On the note of bosses, I've added in the last boss of the winter region, a frost giant. Now when I fight, where before I may have just spammed the infantry soldier's rifle, I will fire and switch and fire and switch to increase the odds of getting critical hits. And of course, defeating this mini-boss unlocks a unique item. The last addition to the game is also the last interactive neutral animal. If I enter into the debug castle region, we can see all 4 of those neutral animals. We have cats, the dogs I've added, the chickens I added a while back, and now the last animal are sheep. Sheep will go to the nearest hay bale and begin eating. If I drop a hay bale, the sheep will walk to whichever is nearest. I can pick these up and drop them whenever I want to. So if I take this hay bale, the sheep will begin walking to that hay bale that's further away, but if I go and place one right here, they'll stop and turn to the one that's closest. In order to unlock the other host that I've added, the polymorph, you must have a normal dog and cat following you while herding a sheep towards a hay bale and chasing a chicken. The polymorph, who is kinda horrifying, has as their basic attack switching between a dog, a cat, a chicken, and a sheep. Switching costs 0 SP and is immediate. However, each of these animals have their own special with their own unique recharge time. The cat can place a charm to charm enemies nearby. The dog can do a basic attack. The chicken can sprint. And the sheep can do a surround attack. This makes the polymorph a character with a variety of specials that other characters have. However, the polymorph does not have a conventional basic attack and will need to switch to the dog before being able to do that attack. Lastly, just to give a general update on my compendium, let's open that up and look at 6 out of my 9 mini-bosses, so I'm slowly getting there. I'm at roughly around 50% of where I want to be with all the hostile enemies in the game. And of course, status effects, slowly coming along, same thing. Items, I've gotten all 4 of the items that will be linked to pets in order to domesticate and herd and tame them. And I've made around 74% of all the hosts that are going to be of that starting 50 hosts. Apparently I've played the archer the most out of everyone, but I guess that's how it's going to be. Thank you for watching the current development video, and have a great day.